Morning, guys. How are you? Welcome back to my channel. It is Sunday morning here in Tulum, and I'm just heading. I'd like to get this right. I'm just heading down to the beach on my scooter. It rained last night, so it's a bit wet. I hope you don't mind the bumps. Anyways, the sun's coming out, and it looks like it could be a good day. I'm just gonna head down to the beach and have an acai bowl, like a Tuluminati, be part of the Tuluminati cult. Well, not really. I'm not a joiner, so I'm not going to be part of any cult. But when you're in Tulum, you might as well enjoy it. Anyways, join me down there. Hey guys, welcome back. So I made it here to Raw Love. You can see the sign there in the cabana. And they have, I ate half of it, so you can't really see the I forgot to film the way it was presented, but it just had kind of bananas and fruit on top, frozen berries. It is definitely the best acai here that I've had. There's a few spots that offer acai, but this one is definitely the best for the price, and you're not going to get an acai bowl here for under 200 pesos. So this was 130. The one last time in town was 240 or something, or about the same price, but this one's definitely better value. There's more acai in it, and it's just a bigger portion, and it tastes better. Just a lot better. Anyways, I'm here at the beach in Tulum, and so far I haven't actually gone down to the beach. I took a peek, but you could really smell the seaweed. You know, that's the unfortunate part here, is that the seaweed is, the seaweed's really awful. So I'm just gonna keep eating while I talk. So if you guys are planning to come down here, let me just move this up. Up. So if you guys are planning to come down here, the beaches aren't that great. The seaweed situation is not improved. And from what I can tell, they're not doing much about it. I did read somewhere, I don't know if this is in Playa del Carmen, that they're putting up like seaweed nets. Like, I don't know, like half a kilometer or something, just, offshore. They're putting up these nets. To kind of filter out the seaweed. Hopefully it helps. They do need to come up with some ways to get rid of the seaweed, because it's really, let's face it, if you're going to stay at one of these hotels on the beach, they're not cheap. Many of them are beautiful, modern architecture, beautiful. But what good is having a beautiful modern hotel on a beach that's covered in seaweed that stinks? So kind of like that's my take on it. The other thing right now in Tulum is you have a combination of things going on. One, that's already been happening for a little while, is the kind of the corruption, the tourists getting fed up of being, kind of like jacked up by the police and corrupt officials and stuff, getting pulled over for nothing, money grab, the taxi mafias charging crazy money. Just generally, there's not a very good atmosphere. Also, access to the beach is very limited. Locals can't access it. I know there's a new public area that you can go to. I don't know how well that's working, but so that. And now you have the whole thing with the El Mencho situation that brought out a lot of violence. So yeah, the El Mencho situation brought up a lot of violence. And that's kept people away. So the tourism is down right now here, significantly. So prices are down. It used to be that you can get cheaper accommodations in Playa than in Tulum. Tulum was like the most expensive. Now it's the other way around. You got cheaper accommodations here in Tulum versus Playa. And a lot of it's just sentiment. People are kind of fed up with it. A lot of the businesses on the beach road aren't operating. Just there's not enough business. There used to be jewelry shops, clothing shops, and stuff like that. Now I don't see too many of them. So, that's the situation. The sentiment here is not good. So, but on the flip side, it does make it very affordable. If you do want to come down here, it's not a lot of people, which is good, and the prices are lower, which is good. I would call that a positive. So, I don't know, something to think about. Hopefully, also the other bad thing about Tulum is they still haven't paved those roads in La Valletta. There's that area in Tulum called La Valletta, which is, I guess, on the south side of town. That really nice places. There's boutique hotels there, and condos, like really nice, but the roads getting to them are like, they're unpaved and they're full of potholes, and you can't easily get to them, and if you have a heavy rainfall or something, it's just disastrous. So it's just dumb. Just the planning here is really awful. I mean, I'm sure the people that developed those condos or those hotels had to pay the city some kind of fee or something, permit fee or whatever. The city could take that fee or whatever and use it, or somehow, make it so that these developers have to contribute to the infrastructure, not just to build a hotel. If you're going to build a hotel here, then, within a certain perimeter, you have to provide for roads, so, or else you can't build it. That would really change things. I don't know why that isn't done, to be honest. Don't know. Anyways, that's just how it is here. So, you could be the type of person that wants to come here, and if you've never been here, you might just want to have that beach experience. And then you have to choose wisely where you're going to stay by the beach, because it's all pricey, but you got to choose an area that has a good beachfront. Also, you have to consider transportation. If you're renting a car, make sure it has parking, make sure it's accessible. And the beach road along here is not to be messed with. You can't just pull over, you can't just park anywhere. You have to have a reservation, a spot. And parking here, not now I guess, but could be expensive. There's quite a few factors. Now, if you have a lot of money and you're not too sensitive to price, then it's fine. Just book the best of the best. But if you're kind of a little bit budget conscious, then you need to plan. You need to plan so that you're not disappointed. I'm just gonna get in the shade. Oh, that sun. Yeah, you don't want to be disappointed. You do not want to be disappointed. But saying all that, I'm not trying to discourage you from coming. I'm just trying to set your expectations so that when you come here, you're not like, oh shit, look at all that seaweed. It smells, blah, blah, blah. But if you are planning to come to Tulum or want to come to Tulum, this might actually be a good opportunity for you because the prices are lower. It's not that crazy, swarm of people coming here, so you're gonna be more relaxed. It's quieter, so it might actually be, apart from the seaweed part, it might actually be a good opportunity. So that's something to think about. Welcome back, guys. I'm just here in the Beach Road, Tulum, And I'm just about to lock my bike here. Watch me lock my bike. So like I said before, you need to lock your bike here and have a little alarm on it. Although I think this is safe, it's a controlled parking lot. I'm not too concerned, but just better safe than sorry. So the deal in this area is this parking lot here across from this little mall. If you buy something here at Starbucks, Haagen-Dazs, with a receipt, you get 2 hours free. Otherwise, it's 100 pesos. So I'm gonna walk over here and see what they got. Get myself something. Maybe get an espresso or something. Oh yeah, this is the thing here I told you about. Care With Me Foundation bullshit. This is like, you pay like some stupid amount of money. I don't know how much it is. How much is it? Oh, they got music too. 100 pesos. So 100 pesos or $5. You get to take a picture in front of that statue. I don't know if you can see it here. It's that like kind of famous Tulum landmark. It used to be right at the on the road, right on the road, but you know, they realized, you know, why are we giving it away for free? Like put it behind a gate and charge people 100 pesos each to take a picture, to look at it. Whatever, you know, I guess people got to make money somehow. So, situation here on the beach road, it's not as busy as it was last time. I was here like 2 years ago or so. Not as busy as last time, but it is still, I did see some police checkpoints on the way, and I hate to say this, but I don't know, I saw two girls on an ATV, one of those four-wheelers, pulled over, and the girl was on the phone. She looked panicked, so I guess they must have stopped her for some reason, probably bullshit, and they're trying to shake her down for some money. That's just the nature. Everyone here, they see us coming here, they see that we have money, and they see some people making a lot of money off us, and they say, what the fuck? How can I make money too? So, parking lots, police shakedowns, anything they could do to make some money off you, even if it means kind of like dubious things. Like the police checkpoints are bullshit. They check for your license, they, you know, whatever. If you're not wearing the helmet the right way, or something, like, you know, they'll come up with some bullshit. And apparently, don't give them your license. Apparently, the trick is that they ask you, you show them your license in something like this. Show them your license in that, but don't hand it to them. And don't have any money in your wallet. Don't show them money, because if you show them money, they'll take it. That's what I was told by the guys who rented me the scooter. Don't show them money, don't flash money, and don't give them your license or anything like that. So, yeah, that's the rule, and yeah, that's the rule. So if you're gonna rent a scooter and you're gonna come down to the beach road, be prepared. And I would always say carry the majority of your money in a pouch like here, and just carry a little bit. Like I only got like 100 pesos in my wallet here. So I know it sounds a little weird, like why should I be doing this, but like I mean, okay, if you're the kind of traveler and you're coming here to one of these luxury hotels, you got a cab, you're paying hundreds of dollars to take you here and out, you know, you got VIP, like you're not going to get touched, right? You're protected, right? Because you're going to be like, you're going to have a ride from the airport, you're going to have a driver who's going to drop you, like, and you're not going to be renting a motorbike. You're going to have cabs, you're going to have driver, you're protected. But if you're like me and you want to explore, rent a motorbike and just kind of cruise around and discover, then you got to take precautions. You got to take precautions. Anyways, I'm gonna get my receipt now. So I just got a cold latte, which cost gracias, which cost me 97 pesos, which is like, it just covers my parking. So I'm just gonna whatever. It's either pay for parking or get a coffee. So. Better than doing both, right? So I'll just leave it like that. Even though, like, I totally hate Starbucks, so my choices were Haagen-Dazs or Starbucks. But I didn't want ice cream. Like, it's too early for that. So this seemed like maybe a good alternative. 2 hours for free, so I'll take that. I'll see if I can film anything else here. Remember to put your stuff in the trash. So I just walked into this beach club here. And I didn't even notice the name. I just told them I'm going to the restaurant, and they let you get in. If you want to get into a beach club,
I only prepared rough notes because LLM
or any of these places, you just walk past and just tell them I'm going to the restaurant. No problem. They wanted to check my bag, because they thought I had a bottle of tequila in here. Actually, I have a bottle of water. But I guess people try to sneak in with bottles of tequila, which makes sense, you know, because, you know, the drinks here are expensive. And, I mean, who wants to fucking pay for it, right? Again, it's all about the money here. Money, 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 money. And it's not very well organized, sadly. How's my battery? Battery's running down a bit. Sadly, it's not very well organized. So it's a little chaotic, a little bit hit and miss. So sometimes you feel like, what the fuck? You know, this guy's asking me for my bag. Leave me alone. You know? That's just how it is. Again, you know, it's like not very well organized, not like in Europe or other places where they're a little bit more organized. It's a little bit more chaotic, smash and grab. And I just want to show you what I'm talking about, this algaso, the seaweed. So just have a good look at this seaweed, bro. Now the water looks beautiful, but the seaweed, oh my God. It goes all the way down the coast. So that is it's a bit of a bummer, you know, like I think people stop caring after a while. They don't give a shit. But I don't know, man. I mean, you're paying top dollar here, right? And it's not like the French Riviera. Come on. It's not the French Riviera. This is like, these are a bunch of shacks. Basically, this is a bunch of shacks on the Caribbean, and you're paying a lot of money in some cases. And then you got this. So, I don't know. I think it's overhyped. I think it's overplayed. but people still come, and as long as they keep coming, the game continues, and that's how it works. Unfortunately, Cancun is not any better because it suffers from another kind of, the resort thing that nobody likes anymore, unless you're families. This is better for like couples. Playa is nice, but it's also kind of a little over commercialized, and it's a little bit Euro trashy. And Tulum has got this sort of hipster Tuluminati vibe, but it doesn't warrant it, especially for the prices. So I don't know what to say. It's kind of, we need a new spot. I mean, I was in Puerto Escondido. I think you've seen some of the videos there. And I think it's nicer. I just wish it had a little bit more infrastructure. It's a little bit scattered. And so maybe there's a new place waiting to be discovered that we haven't figured out yet. But it is beautiful. Look at that. They could do something. They could hire people to just like clean it up. In India, in Goa, I notice in Goa they have people now that they hire to clean up the beach, and they just walk around all day just picking up shit, like the garbage that tourists leave around and stuff like that. They just pick it up and put it away. So I think in some ways Tulum is still riding on the coattails of its past. There was like this period 20 years ago when it was like, the ex-Goa crowd was coming here, and it kind of made it famous and very hipster-like. And that kind of led into this sort of like more, trust fund, rich kids playground, which it still is. You gotta have money if you're gonna come down here. Especially if you're gonna go to nightclubs and shit like that. You gotta have money. And now with all the backlash, it's tapered off, but it's still the same demographic of people, And they seem to not care about the seaweed that much anymore. It's like they just accept it. And it's unlike other places in Mexico, like on the Caribbean. Like I already mentioned, Cancun and Playa, but also Islas Mujeres, Holbox, some of the other beaches, Puerto Morons. It's very different. The demographic here is very different. And the way it's organized is it's also very different. Like, the way they cut off the whole beach. The whole beach is completely cut off from the public. You have to access the beach through a beach club. There's no public entrance except way down that way in the north. There's a public beach access. Otherwise, there's literally... So, in some ways, you're not going to get the locals trying to sell you crap, but at the same time, it does make it difficult. The parking situation is really difficult. Anyways, it's just, the planning is just not that great. Anyways, I just wanted to show you the situation here. And this is the situation. So if you look at these bungalows, you notice these bungalows. If you look at these, there's 2 stories. And I imagined you either rent the top or the bottom. I don't think you rent the whole thing. But I think that would be expensive, but it looks like you either pick the top or the bottom. And then you can imagine the privacy issues around here. Privacy issues here. Cleansing ceremony. Look at that, eh? Guy looks like Carlos Santana. So they just did, one of those ceremonies. I guess one of the things you do here, you burn that incense, and then you do the ceremony. Okay, it's time to head out. Hey guys, so I've arrived here at Jaguar Park in Tulum. I've actually never been here before. It's a bit of a reserve, nature reserve, and I don't know, I'll check it out. I've never been here before. It's kind of a new thing. It kind of does look cool. Buenos días. Entrada. Entrada. Slide. So just got informed that the museum's open. Closes at 5, but access to the beach is not, can't get in through here. I have to go to the other access, the other route, if I want to go to the beach. So I'm going to check out the museum here. I have no idea how to get in. It looks kind of cool. It looks like a fire hazard, but I don't even know how to get in here. But it does look kind of cool. Museo Salón. Oh wow, this is kind of cool. Sorry?
Hay que registrarse.
Oh, you have to
Oh, yeah.
register there?
Sí.
Okay. Well, apparently, I have to register first. So I just had to give them my name and where I'm from. And this is the museum. It is kind of cool though. So this is just a little bit of the, I guess, the anthropology of this area. Huh? Interesting. She looks kind of skinny. Very interesting. Yes, this is the cenotes. It looks like there's some interesting bones or rocks. Here at the bottom, they look like bones. It's very cool. Apparently this whole surface of the Yucatan is all based on limestone. And it was originally all underwater. And that's why it's also flat. And the trees are not that tall. It's not like the interior of Mexico. Some old pots. Never really impressed me, but this is cool. So this is like the limestone, and then this is like the cenotes, underground. Sinkholes, a lot of sinkholes here. It's nice. It's worth coming. It's a nice building too. So this is a replica of what you would find here at Chichen Itza. There's a couple of these at Chichen Itza. And this is all kind of replicas of things you would find here at the Mayan sites, like this here. This is not real, it's not the original, these are just replicas. So don't get all excited. These are all just casts for display. The originals are probably locked up somewhere. So here we have another room with replicas of basically the Mayan. This is a replica too of the Mayan culture. And these are all the Mayan sites in this area. And the Mayan culture was very prevalent here. Look at that. So these are Mayan faces. They're not Mexican in the sense of Spanish. They don't bear resemblance to the Spaniards. They're Mayan. So I just came out of the museum, and it's nice. It's worth visiting. And the architecture is kind of interesting. They made it kind of like very Mayan with the straw, even though it's just sort of like visual and it's not structural, but it's still very nice. Very nice. Yeah, worth coming out. It's a bit of a maze. I'm trying to figure out how to get out of here. I think I'll head down to the beach now. Well, I made it down here to the beach on the other side of Jaguar Park, which is really adjacent to the Mayan Tulum ruins. And as you can see, I'm not even going to go any further, but you can see it's just seaweed again. Oh my God. This is a carnival. Sunday night is still going on. I think it's the last bit of carnival.